Hello there YouTube, I'm Wheelchair21, and today is day 6 of Voltron Week, or Defender Week, whatever you may actually like to call it. And since this is day 6, we'll be looking at our overall combination to form Voltron. Now, the transformation for the individual limbs were seen in their signature videos for each of the 5 lines, but having them all together on screen at once is just breathtaking and awe-inspiring. It is beautiful, it is glorious, and just great. Honestly, I love all the lines, even though yellow may stand out to be my freaking favorite by its overall casting design. Just together, they are freaking scrumdiddlyumptious. So, without further ado, we're going to skip into the overall process of turning each limb into their signature limb and go right into connecting them onto the black line, featuring the lights and sounds, and talking about the pros and cons to the overall Voltron Legendary Defender.
Red Lion, ready for battle! Green Lion, all systems go! Yellow Lion engaged! Red, green, black, blue, and yellow lions detected! Voltron operational! Let's do it!
And there you have your combination for Voltron. Fully together, fully compromised, and honestly, one big giant mess. Now, I say it's a giant mess due to the fact this behemoth is 16 inches tall, doesn't have enough ability to really stand on its own. Its knees give out. Its joints give out. The fact that the blue line is kind of loose makes it that the sounds for the combination go off and on. The overall back feet, or I should say the front feet of the yellow and blue line have to be used as heels and cause the joints to wear over time is kind of a pain. You at least do have hip articulation as stated, you have your knee articulation, but the knee does cause blue line, which is my looser line of the two legs, to get loose and, like I say, reactivate the sounds for a combination excessively. So that's one issue. Due to the fact that the electronics and weight is mostly maintained throughout the black line's upper torso, it does cause a lot of bouncing where it either tilts forward or tilts too much to the back. There is a huge imbalance on the weight distribution. The fact that the hind legs hinder the overall joints to the elbows, one has to actually push in your back legs to green or red just to get them to actually come up. I mean, that is a little bit ridiculous. It is a little bit of a pain in the ass, and honestly is bullshit. The fact that the front legs of the black lion have to rotate as your actual shoulder joint with the arms is a little ridiculous. I mean, just look at this. You actually have to off-center the entire chest just to get it to lift up your arms to give it any added articulation. And to add the sword, it's actually an easy fit into the red or green lion. And actually having the locking spring kind of loaded gimmick for the mouths makes a lot of freaking sense, just because it makes it a lot firmer to actually keep the sword in freaking place. So now here we have Voltron with its new incarnation of the blazing sword, which, like I said, it is sturdy. It's held in there quite tight, unlike previous incarnations that, because of the green and red not having the spring-loaded mouths, they got loose over time and the sword would fall out. Your shield isn't that spectacular due to the fact that the back wings don't actually come off and attach to it like it does in the show. So there's no real point in even attaching it to the left shoulder or mounting it to the forearm of the green lion when it's in arm form. So the problem is with this Voltron is, one, the overall process of its combination is a little bit off kilter due to the fact that there's no real balance in the heels of the feet to keep the overweighted upper torso in check. The fact that the hind legs of green and red cause it that there is a hindrance to the overall elbow articulation to move like a human being is ridiculous. The fact that you have to relocate the actual shoulders just to articulate the arms to be out straight and flying and punching is ludicrous. The fact that the knee joints actually cause blue and or yellow to be dislodged from the black line is kind of ridiculous. And I know a lot of people mostly hate this Voltron due to the fact that there is no actual head swivel like the 14-inch one. That's like the least of my goddamn worries if the figure can't even stand up straight half the time or wears out its own legs for its individual limbs due to how you have to reconfigure the formation just to look freaking badass like I do now. I mean, I can't even get it into a solid single frame just due to its immense size, which I do love the fact it's 16 inches. I just don't like that it can't really handle its own freaking weight. So if one wants to get all of these Voltron lines, if you're going to put it together, keep it together, because it's hard as hell to get these arms off, mostly due to the fact that they use the square pegs rather than the cylinder pegs that were easier to pop in and out for the arms, and the legs do get dislodged. So, I mean, the catch-22 is, it's not that molded well for when robot form is together and makes it look like a solid freaking robot. However, a lot of people just love it due to its immense size rather than its points of articulation. So if you just want one that's really screen accurate, go for the 14-inch Voltron. If you want to have one that combines and does everything like it's supposed to do, you're going to want this one, even though it's not going to look entirely perfect. Anyways, I'm Wheelchair21, and you can see this review here on my YouTube channel, over at Hero Club or HeroTaku.com. You can also like my page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you all tomorrow with Day 7.